What's up guys, I'm back to the channel. If you haven't already and you're new to this channel, give us a thumbs up, and if you're very new to the channel and you just discovered me, hit that red button down below, subscribe, and leave a comment in the comment section after you've watched this video. And if you're watching one of my first videos, turn on that notification bell, because there's going to be more videos coming. I've had to speed up this for a bit because this is a very long video. This is most of the next planet. Once we get there, we'll sort it out. Before, there's another planet that I skipped because I want to showcase that later when you can actually do the level. Those are people that have already watched loads of these walkthroughs. Generally, this is something new. Hopefully I'll be able to showcase a few different things, my style of playing this game. Hopefully after this episode we can get past this level, because there's a lot to do in this level. I actually had to come back later on after I leveled up, because for some unknown reason it was proving a bit annoying with my setup. Because if you watched my earlier videos, I stated that I chose to throw away the shield, which most people keep because it's good for defense. I wanted to use my magic as my main and the sword as my secondary, so that I could be quite evasive, so I could attack or use magic. A lot of people like to have more defense, but I'm going to be using defense items towards the end. This will help me better because I'll have more MP and I'll be able to stockpile on attack abilities, which means I can get both ability sets. There are some defensive abilities that you can get later on, but let's just see how it goes, folks. This level usually doesn't take very long, but because of my setup of not picking the shield at the beginning, I might not be as defensive as most people, so I can't take a lot of hits. But I'll be using more abilities to dodge, and I'll be using my sword, my keyblade, as you'll see towards later game, towards the end, to block blows, and I'll be showing you how to do that later on. It's a bit more difficult towards the beginning because eventually there's going to be quite a lot of enemies, and at the beginning you don't have cure until after this level here. You get magic for each planet. The first one there was the first planet which we visited was the Traverse Town. We were given fire elemental. In the next planet we'll showcase, which I actually went to in between this planet, which is going to be showcased in the next episode, hopefully. In between, I might even do it in between going to Tarzan and back, and show you that I leveled up. The next spell will be Blizzard, and from this planet here, from Tarzan, we'll get Cure. After we've got Cure, we're pretty much hands-on. That's one of the main spells I'll be using. A lot of it, my strategy will be to attack to gain MP, and to use Cure to cure my health. And when we have spare MP, it will be used for magic. Hence why I gave away the shield at the beginning and kept the sword, because I'm more sword ability based, but I wanted a bigger MP pool so that I could use my magic to cure myself and others.
Friends.
Right, my friends. There's two of them.
Without further ado, I hope you enjoy the rest of this video.
Huh?
You know what? Never mind. I'm looking for my friends Riku and Kairi.
Look for Riku. Friends.
Right.
Kyrie. Friends.
Right.
Oh, friends. Here.
Really? Huh?
Friends. Here.
Not sure I understand, but show me. Take me to Riku and Kairi.
Tarzan. Tarzan. Go.
And I'm Sora. Tarzan go, Sora go go.
Gosh, where are we? I sure hope Sora's okay.
Who needs them? We can run the game without them, huh?
Oh,
Here are the party members. You have to be on the save point to change party members. Here's some new skills. We got the stun ability and finally got the dodge roll. That's going to be one of the fundamentals. Dodge roll later on in number 2 and 3 becomes just a normal stick move. You can pretty much just dodge almost anything. To the point in number 3, if people have played number 2 and 3, Kingdom Hearts 3 has just recently came out in the last couple of months after this video has been recorded. I've already played all that. That was a brilliant game. Still don't think it's going to be ended though. I definitely hope to see a 4th or even 5th one. I think there's so much more potential now. They finally got Final Fantasy 15 out of the way, Kingdom Hearts out of the way, and now Final Fantasy 7 Remake. I still can't wait for that. Hopefully by the time my channel gets a bit more recognition, maybe people will be able to see some of those videos as well. Hopefully we will get through a few more Final Fantasies, so maybe we'll be able to showcase 13 and 15 and maybe even a little bit of Dissidia. Who knows? The future is bright, hence True Flight. At the moment we are going through the first part. This is the house here. As everyone knows, in the Disneyland Tarzan, this is where Tarzan usually hangs out. This is the main part. Remember this, viewers, because we'll be coming back here very soon, very soon. After this, we'll be jumping down off the net, and we'll have to do this small sliding mini thing. In the second or third one, if I remember correctly, there's a mini game on this little bit that they added, but in this version you just slide and use the attack button to get rid of the leaves or the branches, and you can jump over them as well. I completely forgot about this, so I'll probably hit into them. I think it's second one. There we go. Yep. I completely forgot because I haven't played this game in such a very long time, so please be patient, viewers. It might take a few hours into the game for me to regain the different types of magics, because number 2 and 3 is, as people know if they've watched walkthroughs of them or played them themselves, they know that technology and the games themselves have developed over time. I generally do like number 2, so hopefully we'll be able to play that as well, and so I have the most of the games on PlayStation 4, so hopefully I'll be able to show some of the other ones. I know there's a few extra side games that people like to watch as well. There is the Memories one, the Dream Drops one. The Dream Drops one I definitely want to show you because that is some intel for the third one. Some people don't really know the whole story, but that is a really good
A circus of
added
clowns.
content.
Not much use
If that one
hunting
wasn't
gorillas.
made, I generally do think
Mr.
the story
Clayton,
would be a bit
We're studying
confusing.
them, not hunting them. This is research.
Here we are after
Well,
we've
The
come
more the merrier.
from
Do
the
make
branch
yourselves
there.
home.
The tree sliding down there with Tarzan in iconic fashion.
Well, anyway,
We are now in the house with me and Jane, good old
So,
Jane,
look what we found.
and we have the hunter there. We just found a gummy block, so we think it belongs to the king. Yes, Mickey Mouse the king. Later on, towards the end of the game, we will see a bit more of him, and it will be explained a bit more. But right now, we're just getting into the game here. Sora, Donald, and Goofy do have to find the king, and Sora is still looking for Riku and Kairi. If you haven't seen the first few episodes, go take a look at the rest of my videos, guys, because there's more coming, and I'm definitely developing as a YouTuber and getting better at editing, and definitely getting better at talking here, getting a bit clearer, so I can definitely perform a bit more so that you can hear my voice. I just wanted to go over a few things generally. When I was a bit younger, I just want to tell you this small little story. If you hear the cracks in my voices or anything, it's generally because it's not because I'm trying to think or anything. It's because I sometimes stutter in between words there. Sometimes I forget things because I have so much going on from work or anything. By the time this video's out or anyone's watching it in a couple of months there, I'd like to say that I am on holiday at the moment. I'm choosing to upload these as much videos as I can and spending a few hours a day just so that I can get these up for you. I hope that people will enjoy the rest of my videos, and without further ado, let's get on with it. Here we are, we're just exploring the camp area here in Tarzan. There's a stove here, you can do something later on. We're just looking for the slides here so we can see if Tarzan can recognize the anything on the slides of this camera. You just have to use the jump button there to jump to different pieces, and you just basically walk into them or jump on top of boxes and it will just give you the slide there. There we go, Clayton the Hunter. I completely forgot his name. Right, I'm gonna let you watch the rest of this next bit. Generally I will put a bit of talking in it, and I generally don't like to interrupt the game itself. I like to let it run a bit so that you guys can enjoy the rest of the story. I'm sure there's some complete movies out there. I'm sure if you don't want to watch a complete walkthrough commentary,
Well, Tarzan?
there are other videos out
Where are my
there
friends?
you can watch.
Riku and Kairi.
But in this, I like to actually comment and help you out.
Hey,
If
I
you're playing it for the first time, I generally hope I can help you out.
Young man, we've been in this jungle for some time now, but we have yet to encounter these friends of yours. I'd wager they're with the gorillas, but Tarzan refuses to take us to them.
Really, Mr. Clayton, Tarzan wouldn't hide.
Then take us there. Take us to the gorillas. Gorillas.
Tarzan? Are you sure?
Tarzan, go see Kerchak.
Kerchak?
He must be the leader. Perfect. I'll go along as an escort. After all, the jungle is a dangerous place.
Heartless! Ha!
What we have to do next after we've seen those clips is we have to kill the monsters in different areas. So we're going to be going around the map here, so that we can impress the gorillas here, so that they will let us go to their special area in the caves. And as everyone knows, with the tale of Tarzan, Tarzan has to impress Kerchak there. So what we're doing is we're trying to show some promise there and show them our strength, but we have to get rid of Clayton there, stop him. By doing so, we'll prove that we're better than the people trying to kill their ape friends. So each time we get given a gummy part, gummies, you'll know it'll say G at the end, Fire G or Thunder G, similar to Final Fantasy spells, since it is Disney and part Final Fantasy. You have a similar feel to it. I think it was made off the backbone of the first couple Final Fantasies. This was the first legit proper Disney game that I remember. Personally, I don't think there's any quite like Kingdom Hearts. The story itself is a complete different story to the other kinds of Disney things. Obviously they had to completely change the names. They've added in their own as well, and their own complete story. I remember growing up that I was always waiting for the next one, so it's definitely changed over the years. It's more graphical, it's definitely more emotional. You can definitely do a lot more with Goofy and Donald there. Let's go back in and see what they say. I'm just going to save it real quick. Let's carry on. These enemies I'll show you later on what they do. There's going to be one sort of enemy in each world, or different types of areas. There's several different types of them. There's mini bosses, there's also different types of enemies. As you've seen, there's ice, there's fire, there's lightning, there's different types. I'll go over it later. Here we've got to climb the vines. This is the next couple of areas. We've got to use the vines to get across, and we've got to find the gorillas again, so that we can talk to them. Tarzan wants to talk to them, and hopefully he'll help us find the place that we need to go. This bit is quite tricky since it is the first one. It's there's less controls, and the way it was built, I think they could have done a better jobs, because you fall straight down into the river. I think they could have built the forest bit a little bit better generally, so that it wasn't so many vines, and it was a bit more solid when you're jumping onto them. But the rest of the areas I think are a lot better, because there isn't so much back and forth. This is the only world that I say that they improved upon in the next couple of games. I generally do think they did better in the later games, generally because of technology and probably because of development through games. But I think they definitely did a good choice of changing up the worlds as well. You'll see soon, viewers, in the Kingdom Hearts 2 or the sort of other areas that we get to see. Yeah, if you fall down here, you have to go all the way back and climb back up. I just wanted to show that what happens when you fall, just generally my frustration of this planet. Generally threw me through a loop. I definitely don't remember it being so annoying. I definitely felt like it was a lot easier when I was growing up. Playing these sorts of games, you tend to just know what you're doing. I think because I played so many games, I've forgotten the basis of what you learn when you're a kid. If you're wondering about how many years it has been since I played it, it's only a few years. I played this again because I played 1 and 2 just before 3, but before that I hadn't played this game in a very long time. So long in fact that I think I completely forgot the basis of what it's all about there, viewers. If you're wondering why I'm going on about this, is because as games develop, they have a fundamental value when they're first made. They're first out of a trilogy, like Kingdom Hearts or Final Fantasy. The first couple of games were originally on the Game Boy, or the first kind of aspect of it was like dungeon crawling and collecting treasure, and again in this one it's more of a storyline, and Disney characters was more of a how can we make a game that's Disney and fun and still in the same kind of style. But again in this first one there wasn't a lot of a system. It was more of attack, magic, items, summon, similar to Final Fantasy. But this is the first time a game like Final Fantasy or kind of had their own kind of system. And from Kingdom Hearts we eventually got Final Fantasy 15, and the reason I'm explaining this is because viewers, Final Fantasy 7 Remake's coming out very soon, and when you watch this hopefully you'll understand where I'm coming from. But if it wasn't for Kingdom Hearts and trial and error, and yes 13 had its downfalls and 15 definitely wasn't fully developed, they spent a long time trying to fix the problems, and I'm not sure everyone understands how long a game really takes to make, really. You have to have a lot of teams, a lot of editing, and only really YouTubers that have been it years and years. I mean, even I don't understand that much at this point. All I'm really trying to say, my point is that after all this time that we've spent, Final Fantasy 7 will be coming out soon, and I'm glad that it took so long, because all these games that have been in development and people have played them, trial and error, editing, demos, all sorts of games that have come out, not just these games but other games that have trialed, errored, and been good, bad, bit ugly. They have persevered, and we've eventually got to where we are now today, to have that version that we saw when we finally got to the end and fought Sephiroth at the end of Final Fantasy VII. We can now understand that this new version is what we've been waiting for years and years. I'm just happy to go through all this with you guys and share my views on it. It's just nostalgic just thinking about the fact that there is a remake in the first place. But that's all we've really got time for. I just want to go over a few more fundamentals. The next couple of bits, generally you have to go to each area. If you're getting stuck, like I sometimes forget that you have to go to different areas, attack the waves of enemies there until the gorillas come back. You have to go back up to the house through the trees. I'll explain that a bit later. You have to go to the end of where the hippos are after you've been to the top where all the vines are. You then have to go across the hippos and then climb the vine and then look behind you and then climb the next vine back up so that you can get to the treehouse. And once you go through the treehouse area, there's one just before it that will showcase in the end of my video, just before the end. And in my next video I'll show you another world. The next one I'm going to show you majority of that, and hopefully you'll enjoy that, and then we'll come back to Tarzan when we're ready to fight the boss. I'll show you what the boss is and show you where you could struggle. I didn't really struggle, I just knew that the character development in the first game, you do need to have those fundamentals. You can keep trialing and error at like level 10 or 15 if you like, but I just generally, in games nowadays, I just come back when I'm ready, or I take a few days out. A few hours off a game isn't going to hurt you. Just go out, enjoy your life with your friends, go on social media, check out some more YouTube, and then just come back and play it again. The next couple of series after I finish Final Fantasy, I will be going on to Final Fantasy 8. Hopefully that will be out before. If not, I might wait, and then in between I might go on to 9 or even 10. I am thinking about trying out Borderlands on this series. I will be showcasing 2. I might not be able to do 1 yet because I haven't got the camera for it. Fortunately, there's a lot of games on PS Now that I really want to showcase, but I haven't got a decent camera enough. If I do eventually use one, it'll be a very rough copy, but I guess rough copy is better than anything. But I do want to do the Borderlands series, and I want to showcase Rage because I want to show Rage 2 and how it's developed. I want to maybe do a quick Q&A over it. I definitely will be trying a few different more videos out. I will be eventually blogging viewers, so hopefully you'll be able to entrust me with a bit more of that empathy there, and I'll be showcasing a few more blogs there and a few more of my views. I might be going into a bit of some small videos to showcase some of my games and talk about them and upcoming games and what you think about it. I do want to do a series on movies as well. Hopefully you'll enjoy that. But generally I'm looking forward to Borderlands 3. It's around my birthday in September. It's currently July, the end of July. I'm just taking my holiday. I am trying to produce as many videos as I can. If the correct video isn't up, I haven't really legitimately got a start or end date on these playthroughs, since I don't have a big following at the moment. I'm generally trying to finish the ones I'm doing at the moment, but I am promising quite a lot. I've just tried to start my first Attack on Titan videos. They're out now. this is what happens when you fall down here. Just want to show you, it's quite annoying, but this is the area. You want to go to the end there, the last hippo, and then jump onto the vine and then climb all the way up to the camp. You want to go up to the camp next, and then after you got to the camp you want to try and get all the way up to where Tarzan would be, where they first found us and we fell from the gunner ship. We want to fight the tiger and a few of the enemies there, and then we'll come back down. I'll show you the boss, and then we'll go on to the next world, and then we'll come back. If you like this video, viewers, you smash that like button. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. Click that subscribe button. Leave a comment down below. I do read comments quite often. And if you're new to the channel, then turn on that notification bell, because it will help you watch or see when each of my videos are coming up. Without further ado, let's end this video around here, and that's all I got time for, and I'll see you in the next one.
This is it! Ha! Come on! Take that!